Welcome, students. I am Devaruti Dash, teaching faculty, Department of Geography, PN Dash College, Polta. Today, I'll be talking on Montreal Protocol for SEM 4 honor students. The Montreal Protocol is an international treaty designed to protect the ozone layer by phasing out the production of numerous substances that are responsible for ozone depletion. It was agreed on 16 September 1987 and entered into force on 1st January 1989. And as a result of the international agreement, the ozone hole in Antarctica is slowly recovering. Now, if you see the history of this protocol, why it came into being in 1985, 20 nations, including most of the major CFC producers, signed signed the Vienna Convention, which established a framework for negotiating international regulations on ozone depleting substances. These are the OS. And in 1985, the first time there was a discovery of the Antarctic ozone hole also. Now, if you see the provisions agreed upon signing the protocol to freeze the production of CFCs at 1986 level by 1989, to decrease the production of these synthetic chemical compounds by 20% by the end of 1993, to allow further 30% cut in the production of these chemicals by 1998, to freeze the production of halogens in 1986 level starting from production of ozone depleting chemicals, mainly CFCs and halogens, would be reduced by 50% by the beginning of 1999. Phase out of the management plan, how it has been phased out. The treaty is structured around several groups of halogenated hydrocarbons that deplete stratospheric ozone, that is very important. All of the ozone depleting substances controlled by Montreal Protocol contain either chlorine or bromine substances. Containing only fluorine do not harm the ozone layer. Some ozone depleting substances DS are not yet controlled by Montreal Protocol, including nitrous oxide. Now, chlorofluorocarbons phase out plan has been taken into being. Technology and economic assessment. It was also being established as a technology and economics advisory board to the Montreal Protocol parties. It was very important as it provides technical information related to the alternative technologies that have been invested and employed to make it possible to virtually eliminate use of ozone depleting substances such as CFCs and halogens that harm the ozone layer. Now, if you see carbons phase out management plan, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, also known as HCFCs, are a group of man-made compounds containing hydrogen, chlorine, fluorine, and carbon. They are not found anywhere in the nature. They are being produced by human beings. HFCs, hydrofluorocarbons. On 1st January 2019, Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol came into force. Under the Kigali Amendment, countries promised to reduce the use of hydrofluorocarbons by more than 80% over the next 30 years. It was a very important amendment. Produced mostly in the developed countries, hydrofluorocarbons replaced CFCs and HCFCs. HCFs pose no harm to the ozone layer because unlike CFCs and HCFCs, they do not contain chlorine. The multilateral fund, the main objective of the multilateral fund of the Montreal Protocol is to assist developing country parties to the Montreal Protocol whose annual per capita consumption and production of the ozone depleting substances is less than 0.3 kg to comply with the control measures of the protocol. Currently, 147 of the 96 parties of the Montreal Protocol meet these criteria. Now, effect since Montreal Protocol came into being, the atmospheric concentration of the most important chlorofluorocarbons and related chlorinated hydrocarbons have either leveled off or decreased. Now, if we also see the most recent scientific evaluation of the effects of Montreal Protocol, that the Montreal Protocol is working, there is clear evidence of a decrease in the atmospheric burden of ozone depleting substances and some early signs of stratospheric ozone recovery. If you see the questions, first is discuss about the Montreal Protocol. We can do that because it has been elaborated here. ODS, that is the ozone substance, and write about the phase out management plan of Montreal Protocol. That is also very easy to be discussed. These are the references that I have used for preparation of this presentation. With this, I would like to say thank you for your patient hearing.